Okay, we're in the Pathways of Virtuous Attributes, chapter 19, the Sefer of the Yanuka. Let's go. Tzarich shiavo kol adam lemadrega shegufo kodesh v'nishmaso kodesh kadashim. That a person has to get to a level, to a place where his body is totally holy and his soul is the holy of holies, like super holy. As it says, Kamoshama Raya Mehemna Bezohar Kitetzes, it says in the Zohar, Vardavar Hamafri das Adam Liavo Lekach Shehu Kodesh V'Nishmaso Kodesh Kadashim. The only one thing in the world that would prevent a human from getting his body to be holy and his soul to be holy of holies, Eino Ella Hageus, is just his pride, his ego, or her ego. Shehu Chametz Usaor Hanigba Lamala. And this is the leavening of that bread that we discussed before that rises upwards when you're just stagnant, when you're lazy. Kizehu klal. Here's the principle. Shekol tuma hayotzeis mizgala beklipos. That all the impurities that goes out and gets revealed in the shell, in the dark side, like all these dark impurities and horrible attributes, shorashu makoro hu bedine dinim b'tzad kedusha. The essence of that bad reality or that impurity, that bad trip, the essence of it, its source, comes from the side of judgment, but from the side of holiness. There's like something very holy going on over here. Umekom adine dinim hu mekom tokef hanisayon. And this place of strict judgments that we find ourselves in, like a harsh reality, like a toughness, this is of the full expression, like the peak of this test that a person's in. And by the way, that scenario you're in is the purpose of all of creation. Like, don't think God doesn't love you because you're in this tough test, you're in this hard situation where this impurity is being revealed through you. And all reality depends on this scenario that you're in. Shekain Avram Agidei Hanisyonos Nasa Av La'am Yisrael V'rosh L'chol Hama'aminim. Because look at Abraham. He had crazy tests, but through his tests, he was made, because of his tests, he was made into the father of Israel and the head of all believing nations. He's like the head of all faith in the whole world, strictly because he had these tough tests. He didn't think, oh, God's not with me, I'm in this hard situation. He's like, no, God's with me in the hard situation. And all the spiritual rectifications and clarifications that the people of Israel made when they were in the desert happened specifically through their hard tests. Because the desert in general, and I think in this desert more than any desert, is a place of harsh judgments. It's like a harsh place. There's no water, there's no fruit. As it says in the Torah in Devarim, in Deuteronomy, God's like, I led you through this desert, this big, awesome desert where there's snakes and these saraf serpents and scorpions. I led you through this horrible place. Shochazi mishama klipos umazikim beyoser kenachash v'akrav kamuvar bezor tetzave. And over there is the grip of the dark forces of these shells that hold and do damage more than like, and comparable to like snakes and scorpions, way more intense than that. Kamuvar bezor tetzave, as it says in the Zohar and Pasha Tetzave, shemikoch gadol malas oiso hador hayu yicholim leilech b'makom adine dinim. Because of the great elevated state, the spiritual state of the people at the time, they were then able to go into this place of strict judgment, of harshness, into a desert, only because they were in such a high level. Why? So they could cancel out, negate, and subjugate, and force and hold down these dark forces, the klipot, the shells that are in this desert. Shayatakif mikol hamidbarot. This is like the most extreme of all deserts. Vayachelko shel hasamech mem. And this is like the residing place or the portion of the samech mem, which is like the other side, the dark side, Satan, like the dark force, the evil ruler, the makatrig we call it. There's so many different words, but we don't even want to say samech mem. You're not even really supposed to say that, but It's like the Samael. Forgive me for even saying this. You're not even supposed to say this. Like the dark guy. That's where he's residing. We were only able to go in there because we were on such a high spiritual level. Shebizeh shahayu holchem b'midbar hayu kosisinas roisho u'mashab mis toikev koicho. And that we went into the desert because we were in such a high level, we were able to cut off the head of this evil ruler and destroy the peak expression, like the full force that he has. V'nasa tikun gadol b'chol olamos, and we were able to do rectifications in all the spiritual realms. Because we were like so high, we were able to go to such a place so low, then we get our tests, we pass the test, and boom, activate the mission. This is like a lesson for all of us, obviously, because we all have our tests, and we all get into these lows. But instead of beating yourself up or thinking God's not with you, boom, this is the exact moment that the universe has been waiting for, so you could rise above, fix it. And if it wasn't for the sin of the golden calf, hayameir haor ganuz al pneihem, the light, the hidden light from Adam and Eve, the light of the mind, the hidden light that we have access to was shining on their faces. If they didn't lose that light, they would have canceled out all of the dark forces and all of the shells, and they would have rectified the desert in the blink of an eye. V'nichnasim bayim la'eretz Yisrael, and they would have gone right into Israel without wandering for 40 years. V'haya oilem netaken, and the world would have been fully rectified. Moshe Rabbeinu boineh lebeis hamikdash, and Moshe would have built the Beit HaMikdash, the Holy Temple. Not King David through his son King Solomon. No. Moses would have built the Holy Temple. Shlohaya nechrav la'olam, and it would have never have been destroyed. It would be an eternal temple. Huge lesson for us, guys. When you're in the darkness, don't lose it. Hold on as strong as you can. The Israelites almost had it. They did everything, but they fell at Chet HaEgel. We got this, guys. Let's go strong.